indeed with you, Holy Circle Gaming. Thank you for rocking with your boy like always. Definitely a privilege and an honor to do as such. Y'all see what we getting into. Gems of War, continuing the series. I do on the reel to reel, I have to do some stuff on this campaign mode, but I haven't really started knocking that out just yet. I will be more sooner than later, but what we're gonna do real quick, we're not gonna be on too long. I'm definitely doing this for my YouTube people, but if you got a chance to catch this live on Twitch right now, appreciate you rocking. You get a chance to see this a little bit early, but we're gonna do this real fast. We're gonna jump in, get into some gameplay. We're gonna rock this pet rescue super fast and get in, get out, get to work, and we'll get some other footage up tomorrow. Does that sound good to y'all? Cool, sounds good to me. So let's go ahead and get into it. We have this pet rescue. I think we're rescuing this pet called Erskine. I don't know too much about this pet. I guess it's a brown buff pet. So really, if you're doing any type of the pet rescues, the more levels that you upgrade the pet, which the way that you will upgrade it is real simple. You need copies of the pet plus pet food that matches up, that corresponds to the pet. And once you get that up, you'll get bonuses based upon that. Now, I guess the real question would be, is the pet rescue actually worth it? To some people would say yes. Other people would really say no. Is it really worth it or not? I don't know if it'll be worth it or not. Let's do this. I am going to switch this team. Normally I run this team here. Normally I just run the key team. It'll get me in, get me out really fast. But what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to run something a little bit different real fast. I am going to run... I'm going to try to run this team here. I'm going to run a dual Queen Beetrix here. And I am going to run... I am going to run probably Mountain Crusher to go with this, something that'll be able to generate pretty fast. We'll run Mountain Crusher, and then what am I looking for? I am looking for probably Leprechaun will probably work just fine. Probably something real nice, quick, easy, something that will be able to generate. I could have went with Forest Troll just the same, but I like this setup here. Mountain Crusher, Leprechaun on the bottom, Queen Beetrix. What I'm looking to do, probably a green brown banner would work just fine. Double green brown minus red would probably work out just perfectly, to be honest with you. I don't know if I have that banner. Yes, I do. Mushroom banner will work just fine. With this class, I'll probably just go ahead and run. I could run Titan real fast. Actually, you know what? Because I believe Queen Beatrix is a mystic. I don't know if that'll work out for mystics per se. So what I'll do instead, maybe as opposed to, I'll go ahead and run. Is it Plague Lord or Reaver? I think I'll run. Yeah, I'll run Plague Lord, I believe, so I'll run it with Rock Solid. I don't have it fully upgraded, so I need to upgrade it anyway. So I'll go ahead and run Plague Lord in this instance and see if that works out just fine. I could have ran Titan and would have worked out just the same, to be honest with you, or could have ran Sentinel, maybe upgraded that a little bit. But Plague Lord will work out just fine. I think he'll give me enough push to make this work. I just want to see if this team runs equally as fast as the key team, or maybe it'll be a little bit easier. I'm not 100% sure. But to go back to the original question, is the pet rescue worth it? I don't really see the full benefits of doing pet rescue, to be honest with you. I do them more so to be a completionist, more so than anything else. I think that's the reason why a lot of people run the pet rescue teams, is to really just be able to complete certain objectives. If you're looking for a trophy, I believe if you upgrade a pet to the maximum of level, you could go ahead and get a particular trophy or a particular achievement. If you're running on an Xbox or PlayStation or even on Steam, you'll get a trophy or achievement just the same. Outside of that, Does it give you any type of real value? I think in higher levels, when you have to upgrade kingdom levels past a certain threshold, I believe it's a threshold either 15 or 20, somewhere in that range. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. The pet rescues become important because they start offering pets that you actually need to have in order to complete it, if you're looking to do that. For me in particular, is it one of those things that I would particularly do as a mid-tier player? I would probably venture to say no. I mean, it's not a necessary function. I tend to do it because what it does for me, it tends to help me get additional resources for what I need. As far as like not even just for the pet in particular, it's more so literally just for the it's more so just for the coins, just for the souls, things like that. That's what I'm looking to do more so than anything else. Really just develop that aspect of it and then just go from there, as opposed to going ahead and trying to just get all the pets for sake of the pets having a real significant value. Now, you'll see pets pop up pretty often, believe it or not. When you're playing the game pretty consistently, you'll see a lot of opportunities to run some pet rescues, whether it comes from a gnome popping up that will be able to give you the opportunity to run a pet rescue. Sometimes the developers will run pet rescues pretty much at random. I know yesterday I wasn't even playing much, and I had at least a good 2 or 3 shots at a pet rescue just yesterday alone. And I didn't even get a chance to do them all simply because I just literally didn't have enough time between work and everything else. You know, I didn't have enough time to really get out there, get my pets up. I probably should have, but I just literally didn't have enough time, so it just didn't work out for me in particular. But if you had a chance to do your pets and stuff, it's cool. There's nothing wrong with doing a pet rescue. Like I said, all it does is just helps you with your stats, believe it or not. And it's not like it takes forever. See, I'm already flying through, only been on for a couple of minutes, and I'm already halfway through. It's really just to get the resources up. Try to run a team. If you're going to do something like this, run a team that is relatively quick, so you could probably get in and out of this really fast and continue to do what you do. Now, if you have it on a pet rescue day, this is normally the day where, for me, what I would do on a pet rescue day when I have like all the time in the world to kind of execute pet rescue day, what I tend to do is do my pet rescue real fast, make sure I get it out the way. I just do it I just put it in conjunction with the other daily stuff I need to do, like my daily task, as well as some of my campaign stuff that I need to get into. I'll put it in a mix of all that because I know it doesn't take super long to get in and out of. If these took longer, like if this is one of those things where it took like 20-30 minutes to really push through, then I probably wouldn't do it. I know lower tier players, they maybe will want to consider maybe passing, but even then I'll always say probably don't pass on, I'll probably say do these, don't sit up here and not pass on these, simply because you kind of need the resources to make some of this stuff work. So, and what it does, it actually helps you get into some sort of routine. So when you are in the mid-tier or top-tier level, doing pet rescues is already part of the routine. And if you're doing a lot of stuff for your guild or whatever it may be, if you needed to pass on something, you could just pass on this particular task and it's not going to really make you or break you. But early on, I say just do it literally just for the resources, so you could just make sure that you're playing, get enough resources for the day, help out your guild as much as you can. The better your resources, the better you could contribute to your guild. So that's the way that I would see it personally. So as far as like this particular build, what I did with this build, as you well see, been cooking through it pretty fast. The reason why I went with Queen Beetrix and the Mountain Crusher with Leprechaun, the reason why I went with this particular build, because what it does is something real simple. It actually starts up really fast because Leprechaun has a fast start, starts up with full mana, so I could already get him jumping. He takes some greens in the explosion, so it actually helps Queen Beatrix ramp up. Then I could go ahead and Mountain Crush behind that and get a little bit of action. So now my Queen Beetrix is already up and rolling, and I still have another Mountain Crusher, and I still have I still have another Mountain Crusher. I still have Leprechaun who could go again, which I'm going to run Leprechaun right again. And then now I have pretty much good control of the board at this point in time. So now I can just Mountain Crush if I want to, get some of these gems right back. I'm looking to get some blues to actually get this to circle a little bit. Now, is it better than the same setup with like a King Gobtruffle? It just depends on perspective. The one thing about King Gobtruffle is that, yes, it loops and you can control the board a little bit better. So I agree in that regard that it's probably a little bit better. But on the flip side of the coin, I like the fact that this does true damage versus just the standard damage like King Gobtruffle does. And that's the only real separator. Being able to do true damage to be able to get under people's armor and stuff makes these events a little bit quicker, even though a lot of these characters have a lot of health. But being able to do true damage, you could get under it faster, as opposed to running an identical setup with King Gobtruffle and the momentum's running a little bit slower. I should have done this first. I don't know why I didn't just kick that off with Leprechaun. I didn't. And then I'll run Mountain Crusher behind it. So you see how I'm already rolling already. And because Queen Beatrix gave me green and brown, is actually helping. Queen Beatrix is actually helping my character with the Mountain Crusher, so I could just continue to just work and go. And it's doing pretty solid damage, even though the only downside is if you're not matching fours, it tend not to work as well. That's the only risk. But because you're generating a lot of greens, a lot of browns, and you're getting action with Leprechaun, you're getting action with Mountain Crusher, it tends to work pretty fluidly. Thanks to that's one of those things I had to make a slight correction on, but that's thanks to my team, Burning Legends 2. They're the ones who actually put me hip onto that. So definitely wanted to show y'all that real fast. Y'all see the Erskine right there. I got 2 of those in the pet shop. So just in case, I know people have done this many times with the pets, but I'll go ahead and show y'all real fast. I don't have every single one of them upgraded. I can, upgrade it to as much as I could, but I just haven't really dropped into it real crazy. But really, just to upgrade it, just go to the pet, hit upgrade. It will tell you what you need to do in order to upgrade. Just hit maximum level. Feed it whatever food it needs. In this instance, it needs 7 brown pet food to give it to level 5. It can, so it will upgrade a little bit. And as you upgrade, one thing that is pretty important, the more you upgrade your pets, the more chances you get at getting orbs as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this one as well, because there's an orb in play, I believe, if I upgrade it. So yeah, I got another orb as well. So every time you upgrade your pet past a certain point, you get an orb. Orbs are super important, as y'all well know. So make sure that you try to upgrade these as often as you can, literally to try and get these to try to go ahead and get these orbs and stuff that you need in order to get the particular bonuses and whatnot that you need to make sure your characters are rolling at a certain point. As you will see, some of the bonuses I received from it was I have an orb that just came into play. I think it's just a standard orb of chaos, which is cool. Doesn't matter what it is, but any portion of that will be good. Orb of growth is 9 times out of 10 what you're going to get anyway, so that's cool. We'll show some PvP. We'll go in that manner, make sure that we're showing some good teams, some of the teams I came up with in my mid tiers, so you can see what works, what doesn't work, some of the suggestions. I got a suggestion on the board as far as like what to use in the Guild War. So I like to tinker with Guild War teams to see if some of those work. Like some of the teams I see that my team's working with, I'll see if that works in Guild. I see that works in PvP as well. I like tinkering around like that, so you'll see me do some of that this time tomorrow. So definitely want to get that in real fast. Didn't want to go too crazy today, because I definitely got to get to work. That's why you heard me rocking. I got to get in, do the work thing. So let me go ahead and do this. I don't have any other objectives to do right now. I will probably show you what I'm doing here as far as like sealing the gate. We'll definitely probably drop into that tomorrow as well. I'm gonna have more time. So we'll definitely do this for a little bit longer period of time tomorrow. We'll get back to some Gems of War. We'll maybe get some other gameplay in as well. So we may do something a little bit different too. I may mix in another game as well. So because I have the time to actually do it. So we'll go ahead and get into that tomorrow, all right? Y'all know who I am. I'm Mr. True Indeed, of course. Y'all know who I represent. It's the Holy Circle Gaming. Like always, is God above everything. Till next time, family. We'll do it again soon. Salute.